Hey YouTube, what's going on? ZeroMagnumX here, and so there's no DigiMonday video today because the household is a little under the weather. Kitmans and myself. I'm feeling good enough to stream and everything else like that. She is not in the most positive shape, so sorry about the lack of content. That is mostly why. We will continue with DigiMonday. That's not going anywhere. We will have the final like BT9 EX2 sort of combo of like Digimon or decks going against each other from what was played in the current format coming up, and that'll be Lilith Loop and D Reaper. The reason we waited on those is because they're very like rogue type decks. They were like higher tier, and then the meta got shaken out and figured out, and they went down. So anyway, the other reason you're here, I wanted to do that little announcement caveat so people knew, like, hey, if you were waiting for that video, no, it is still down, coming down the way, but we just have to get better. However, I figured, you know what, a lot of people have been, a few people have been asking about the Jellymonde Leomon deck, and that's what we have here. This is probably not a great deck. It is fun. I'd put this in fun tier and a good locals deck, but I don't know if it will win your store championship. Or definitely not a regional. It hasn't been seen really anywhere. It's cool. It can come out of the gate swinging real hard. But if you're looking for like a good aggressive deck, probably play D Brigade. You'll get further with it. But we'll get into this deck. I might take this to locals this upcoming week with a few changes and go from there. It's super fun. But yeah, without further ado, this is the deck list. We have 4 Jellyforce. This is really the only egg we're running. You want the extra 1,000 power for your level 4s, which is the majority of this. We run 3 of this Goemon. I thought I had 4, but I think I took it down to 3 to make room for some of the Jellymons. 3 of this Jellymon, mostly because I don't have the 4th. And it draws a card, which is pretty good. I would run 4 if you have it. I did have 4, and then was like, oh, we're opening, you know, this set. I'll pull another one, and I didn't. But I'm sure I could get another one if I need to. I just haven't put much effort into this deck list. 4 of this Jellymon. This one is when an effect adds a card to your hand, return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to its hand. I like board clear. This actually helps you against like aggressive matchups like D Brigade, and even if you like face armor or Imperial, this can be a nice little deterrent to kind of bounce back their VMons and cut off their aggression while you're trying to aggro them back. For Madoki Betamons, because you always want to control your opponent's memory whenever you can, especially in this deck. A lot of things are cheap cost, or you have to like hard play a Jerry and then play this, so you don't want them gaining too much memory off of you. Okay, it's also great in the mirror match if you ever face the mirror match, which I don't think you will. But anyway, for Leomon, the new one from EX2, this card's great. It does what this one does, but it draws you a card and it can outblock her. And it's 1,000 power less. You don't care about that. If it gets deleted, you're just like, cool, all the advantage, and you get to keep playing. 4 of this Leomon, because I feel like this card is a staple in this kind of deck. You always want to keep generating memory to keep your aggressive attacks moving. The moment you putter out on memory in this deck and you don't have enough to keep moving forward, you lose. 4 Tesla Jellymon, which is kind of the heart and soul of the deck. If you have the Tamer out, it gets jamming and can swing twice. Powerful card, like swing discard 2 cards, unsuspend, swing. Can finish games very quickly. 2 Leomon, because we run a lot of tamers and not having this would be a mistake. I'm running this over Kumamon because Kumamon's removal of a source is not relevant anymore. And I will probably die in that heal. And this is 1000 DP bigger, and will just allow you to delete certain things that attack into security because it's 5k. Like if it was a Kumamon and my opponent had a Leomon they're swinging in with, this will take out the Leomon, the Kumamon won't. We definitely have armor at our locals. I mean, you saw my first place list. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. And like other people run Impure and armor there, so Leomon's around. Alright, 4-pin ZeroMagnumX antibody. This guy counts as Leomon. That's all we care about, really. The other stuff's cool, but this guy counts as Leomon. Simply so good. Like, you pop a Jerry out, boom, throw it on your level 5. This card's the most questionable card in the deck, and I would change it immediately to something else. 3 Dino Tigermon. I thought it was cool that you could like do unsuspend shenanigans for more aggression. It didn't turn out the way I wanted to do. 1 Death Xmon because this is the meta we live in. You guys know why this is played. In any rogue deck or any like go wide deck, you play this card. So you just eliminate your opponent going wide and then you hit them harder. 4 Jerry is the heart and soul of the deck. This does 2 things. 1, it allows us to drop Leomons, which is crazy, for 4 memory no matter what. And then the second thing is this is your draw engine. So whenever you suspend these, when your opponent attacks, no matter where they're swinging, you get to draw a card. That's super relevant. Because you will run out of gas, and you want to keep up card count and memory in this deck, and she's a great way to do it. For Kyo, because this card gives your guys jamming. That's important. You definitely need to see at least one of these at one point, play it, have a Jellymon underneath with Tesla to be able just to punch through. I wish we had like a level 5 or 6 like card that could blitz on suspend like on top of that, specifically level 5, so we could go like in with Jelly, like Digivolve on suspend, like swing again. I might have to look in to see if we have anything like that. We might, but I don't know if we do. If we do, it will go in the deck. Because being able to swing a bunch of times lower level and then being able to Digivolve up and swing again is what will push this deck over the edge. 2 Davis and 1 Q. Just to get triggers off of Jellymon. And then this isn't bad. When you suspend this, it's also more draw power. This searches, but it's fine. Davis is great. This gives us a constant flow of card draw. That's why we do the 2-1 split. Startling Thunder. This card's crazy. Play it. I've seen lists not use it, and it is 4 memory to get rid of their tamer, set them back a turn, and a Digimon. Like if you have Jellymon in your sources, or on the field, you just get to remove 2 things for 1 card. That's a 2-for-1. That's really strong. I don't know why people are not using this, and it activates its main effect in security. And it bounces, get this, a level 4 or lower Digimon. It's not level 3, it's level 4. That's really, really good, and all you have to do is have a Jellymon. So your turn, if they're like, they have a champion out just chilling out, and like, let's say against Grandis even, like they have a Mimi and then they have like a champion that's sitting out because they moved up or whatever. You can, usually they won't do it. You can just play this and get rid of their Mimi and reset their entire turn. It pushes back so well and so strong. Its use is limited, but it can always bounce a tamer if you have the Jellymon. Think of it that way. So it's always at least a 1-for-1, if not a 2-for-1. And then of course Ice Wall. I still like this card. People don't. I do. I feel like the memory boosts are too slow in this kind of deck, and I don't really care about Hammer Sparks whenever we have Leomons that generate us like 2 memory per, and then we have a Gomamon. If we have like the stat, like the Dream Stack, if you want to call it that, we can go through, get 3 memory, draw a card. Ice Wall's great to just deter attacks against you whenever you're trying to outpace your opponent by being aggressive. Like I said, Dino Tigermon, as well is the one card I would figure out something else with, and I will be. This card needs to come out. It's bad. Don't play it. I learned the hard way. And maybe if you're feeling cheeky, you can do 3 of the security Leomon to heal you whenever you're lower if you feel like your locals is very aggressive, or if you just feel like you need more protection. On the flip side, if you feel like you need more targets to play with Jerry, that will give you 16, or let's say 15 targets with Jerry, if you want to think of it that way, although it's not the greatest to play out by Jerry. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Feel free to comment down below. Like I said, DigiMonday will be back once we're cleared up more. I will be streaming tonight, so come on by and check that out on my channel or at twitch.tv/DapperDrappy. And yeah, we love playing DigiMonday. You might even see this deck in action. And come on by. Take care and have a good one. Later, everybody.